we go.
Cup to cup.
Welcome to 7 Minutes in Heaven. This is the podcast episode where we're going to talk about sports. We're going to talk about it. It's not too long today, actually. We don't got too much to talk about since everybody's NFL teams besides mine seem to be going down the drain, you know. We are a little short-handed today. I do got my boy Chris and Chase here. I'll give you guys one moment for you to say your dearly departed NFL teams. Just go ahead and tell me what you guys say about them.
Well, Jacksonville, all I can say, there's 3 games to suffer through, and then we're done. And then hopefully the day after, it's just a clean, get them all out. Clean sweep, start over. Go and get 3-14, and we'll call it a year. Forget about it. Maybe 4-13. Maybe we'll sneak out one more win. You never know. Know. Play the Raiders. Could get a win there, but yeah, start over, man. It's been bad. I'm looking at the schedule. It's just sad. It's just L's, a couple green W's sprinkled in, and then it's sad. Football is just bad. I'm ready to just shut the door on football this year and move it on.
You know how you stay a mediocre NFL football team? You consistently finish the season right at 500 or just below 500, something the Dolphins have mastered since like 2003. I mean, if you go back and look at our records, the amount of times we've gone, 7-9 back when there's 16 games to like 9-7, that range where you just miss the playoffs, you're just good enough to just miss the playoffs. That's how teams stay mediocre. So, yeah, great.
Wouldn't that be just bad enough, though?
Just good enough where you don't get a top pick.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, in order to, like, you either need, like, that full reset where you get a couple of, like, first-round picks. I mean, or you hit a home run on some picks. It's possible. It happens. But the easiest way to really flip that is with top picks. When you're just consistently staying around 500, which outside of the last 2 years, the Dolphins have been doing for basically 20 years. And we decided the last 2 years were a fluke, and we're going to do it again this year, which is great. So perfect. We'll get, the 20th pick and fucking fuck it up somehow. It's great. Football's great.
There's your introductions. Chris and Chase, they're
we
here.
Love football.
They're
love
depressed.
Football.
It's been a long year for them football-wise, but we are here. We do have an opening item, so we'll hit the opening item.
Excuse me, do you know how much a polar bear weighs?
No, how much?
Enough to break the ice. Hi, Fred Searing. How are you?
Thank you, Fred. Our opening item for this week, 7 Minutes in Heaven, is what if NFL got rid of conferences?
And when I saw this, basically the way I was saying is like it was how like the playoffs, like what if instead of its 2 conferences, they just did 1 through 12, or I think it was 1 through 12, or I can't remember the numbers, but it was basically what if they just seeded it, no conferences, just straight matchups.
Like best teams would
like say your top 2 teams, like I mean, would you say the Bills and the Lions are 2 top teams? They would get the buys, and then you would just fill everybody else in, and it wouldn't matter.
Personally hate it.
AFC. Personally hate it. We got one hate it.
And it's probably just because it's what I'm not used to. If I'm being like fully honest,
I thought it might make some interesting matchups.
Would it be like the English Premier League kind of thing?
Except they don't have a playoff in the English Premier League, so that's like valid, this is like seeding for the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you could get like I don't know. You could, I mean, say I'm looking at the standings
again. I personally hate that, but it's probably just because it's exactly what I'm not used to.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah. I would
hate that.
If they just.
I would probably get used to it, but like for the
initially,
first couple
you'd be
years,
like,
I would hate it. Yeah,
don't like it. Yeah.
So right now, the Packers would be 2, 4, 6, the 7th seed overall. So yeah, I don't know. That'd be kind of weird. The Jags, obviously.
Come on, bro. We're not talking teams that. Yeah, we're not.
They'd be down there regardless.
But
Dolphins would be
Kansas
bottom
City,
middle.
Lions, Eagles, Vikings, Bills, Steelers, Packers,
Yeah.
Texans.
I thought it just might make some intriguing matchups that you wouldn't get. And then some arguments I read when I went on the thread and reading it was saying that it might give everybody an even road. Like if you might give an even road to the Super Bowl if you didn't do it by conferences. You just did, all right, these are the top 12,
that,
13
though.
teams.
I look, then we wouldn't get shit, in my opinion, like the Super Bowl with the Patriots versus the Giants, who were the wild card. Like,
Yeah.
that would have been like a first. That would have been like a first round matchup.
Yeah.
Packers won our last Super Bowl on the road.
Yep. So I would not like that at all.
Yeah, that's a good point, Chase. I think you're onto something there. Of course, stupid. That's dumb.
I mean,
That is
I
what
personally
we're
think it's
getting
kind of
at.
interesting. Like you said, at first it would be weird, but I think I could grow to.
I mean,
get used to it.
I would grow. Like, I didn't like the DH in baseball. I understood it. I understood why they did it. Watching pitchers hit was boring. I get it. But I didn't like it. I'm fine with it now. But
Fuck it. I like it. Fuck it. Come on, Roger, do it.
Yeah. Well, tough cookies because that's never going to
'Cause
happen, Chris. It's probably too much money and
2 years
whatnot.
from now, and they're like, breaking news.
ba, 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 ba.
The NFL decides to try something this year for the playoffs.
It's a little awkward because we don't have our boy Jay here, so things are going to be a little bit off here and there. But I will be the king of the motherboard tonight. So, with that being said, let's move on to a little bit of NFL talk.
Oh wow, you let that go way too long.
yeah,
Jesus,
fuck,
we're
that's-
canceled. We are canceled.
That's what I was going for. And then
well.
I accidentally hit the FSU button right afterwards.
You just want to go right to Florida State. You're like,
Oh
no more
man,
NFL.
I need to text Jay and just be like, "Yep, shut it down, shut it down."
Yeah, he
We
let it
might
run
be
for
shut
7
down.
He let it run for
Actually-
7 seconds.
We might be shut down on,
Yeah, I
on all
don't think
platforms.
we're
of
live
this.
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to
Yeah.
finish this
The
episode.
NFL has already sent us a cease and desist letter. So
Chris, you got pigskin pickup? Let's get a quick
I
update
sure
on
do.
those. Yeah.
Kevin, this is Kevin's favorite moment.
No,
of the
it's
entire
not.
night.
It-
right?
no.
It is, but kind of not, because yes, Kevin is still winning the whole group, but only by 10 points.
Yeah, he doesn't care about that though. He just cares that he's winning against us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you're clear as far as us goes. But I mean, have you checked your world ranking? I asked you this last week.
No.
You've given up on that. No,
Yeah, I
Once,
mean, I
once
don't
he
really-
fell below like 1,000,
Yeah, exactly. Who cares?
It was cool for a minute. You were up there
it
for a
was.
minute,
You were
but
cool for a second. You
Chocolate
Thanks.
Eater Kevin is at 161 and 61. He's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Then next for the crew, you go down to Jose is at 151 and 70. So he's 100 points behind you. So again, I think Kevin, barring a
That's
Kevin,
10 games. Why can't we just say the amount of games? Who cares about the points? He's 10 wins behind you.
barring a usual Kevin fuck up, he's probably okay. And then I am
Let me
right.
double check, make sure I picked up my
He's like,
game.
let me immediately check that.
Thank you
thing.
for saying that.
Then I'm tied with Jose, but I have one more loss. Maybe he didn't pick a game at 151 and 71. Chase is right on my heels though at 150 and 72, and then you got to scroll
Coming
just a
for you.
little bit to JP Knowles at 145 and 76.
Scroll a little that shade though.
That man, what happened?
So-
he was up there
so
at
I
second,
think,
and he slipped
dude.
down.
I have a conspiracy theory here. I think
let's
that Jay got so tired of Kevin ragging him for
No.
not ever losing that he's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna lose this shit." I'm so like it's more of a punishment to hear Kevin bitch about me never doing a punishment.
Whatever,
I'm just gonna
bro.
lose.
no.
Or he just fucking sucks. One or
I
the
know,
other.
but dude, his collapse needs to
Yeah,
be studied.
he was
man.
like
a
second
game
place.
behind you, and he like
And then
dropped
just-
like he's dropped so much the last like month.
Of course, he's gonna be the one that says, "Yeah, I did it on purpose." I'm just, instead of
Fuck
being
it.
like,
Fuck
"No,
it.
I just suck at this. I'm not good."
I mean, still got some time, but yeah, it's crazy his downfall. But yeah, there's
It
what
was crazy. I'm still winning.
weeks. You are.
So
again. It would take one of your usual fuck ups to not win right now. But it'd be hilarious if you did it again.
You have done it several times. If anyone was gonna do it, it would be
What?
you.
I picked all the games. I
I
just
swear
don't know
it was
what
a
happened.
glitch.
They
It
were
was
all.
a glitch.
I fucking hate this app. Stupid app.
all these things have been said, and all of these things are also true. While we're talking about the NFL, I'm glad we brought it up. Let's talk some NFL. Let's see. What's your thoughts on your team after this week? You guys kind of gave a little brief synopsis.
You never really dove into how you feel about your team. You're probably feeling pretty good about your team, actually.
Well, it's an awkward spot to be in. I'll tell you,
Oh,
it's a
well,
good spot.
please tell
I
me.
mean, coming from, I mean, obviously we're always happy to be in the contention for the Super Bowl. Playoffs isn't really our goal. It never is. It's always go further than that. We're a little bit different than some teams in that regards. But, a game like last night, the Packers played well. And then second half, we kind of reared our old Seattle Seahawks head and gave me a little scare. Like, I started to see, like, flashbacks of, us blowing leads against the Seahawks, them throwing Hail Marys, them catching onside kicks, me crying, things like that. So, but luckily we held on. They played good, especially in the first half. Absolutely dominated. But
took the energy right out.
Looking at, I mean, I didn't hear anybody except for Packer fans in that stadium. Seahawks fans were non-existent.
Which they're supposed to be known for their
the
fans.
12th man.
Yeah.
But moving forward, I think that we're in as good a spot as we can be. I mean, I don't think we're going to be taking over the division. I think the Lions end up winning that. I don't think we're going to be moving up too much in the playoff seedings.
That's got to be the toughest division in football, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Certainly.
I mean, this year at least.
Yeah,
there's 3 playoff teams, one of which that it's really like 2 of the top. I mean, 3 of the top like 5 in the NFC, right?
So there's, let's see, I got the thing
Lions
still
and
pulled
Eagles.
up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 of the top 4.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 3 of the top 4 are in our division. That's
crazy.
I had to triple check it. Yeah.
I mean, the Vikings, the Dan Campbell Lions. I love you guys so damn much.
I love you guys. Me and Chris spend all night making fun of Dan Campbell. Like,
if I could put the pads on with you boys, I swear to God, I'd run through a wall with you. I mean it.
Boy, hey, gather around, boys.
Let me read you some scripture I read this morning. Something I want to tell you, boys.
I saw something in the paper this morning I want to tell you about. Okay, come here.
God, I love you boys so much.
Fuck, I love you guys so fucking much. Run through a goddamn brick wall for you.
Is Coach going to give us a game plan or just tell him how much he loves us? No, shut up. Don't tell him what to do. I fucking love. Hey, keep it down back there. Come on. We're all talking as a family. Come on now.
Me and Chris also had a professor, and he's famously known for making sure that you don't have hats on when we were in school.
Caps off.
Take your caps off, please. And I said, that sounds like something Dan Campbell would say. Hey, take your caps off, please.
Boys, can you take your caps off?
Take caps off. We're inside, boys. When you get outside, I don't care how you wear it. Just inside, take it off.
Listen up, okay? Take your caps off, all right?
I ain't going to say it. But seriously, I love you. You have a hat on, just not inside. That's all
You happen to catch the picture of his teeth.
Woo,
I mean,
damn.
did you see that?
No.
That was real?
Oh, my. Oh,
Is that actually
bro.
him?
Bro.
The rough teeth.
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. But yeah,
I guess he was should brush more. Is all I'm saying.
He was like screaming at somebody, and it didn't
look great.
I saw it, but I didn't know if it was actually really
while you look that up, I'll briefly talk about the Dolphins. Our season basically ended on Sunday. Our playoff odds dropped to 5%. We are the lowest playoff odds of any AFC team that has not officially been eliminated yet. So it's great, man. We decided that we don't like playing complete games. The last month, our defense has played really bad, and our offense has carried us. And then yesterday, our defense had its best game in a month, and our offense, specifically Tua, decided that it's better when the other team gets his throws and drops of the ball. So 4 turnovers for Tua is not going to win you a lot of games.
So it's all on Tua now? I mean,
he had a rough game. Our special teams gave up a long fake punt. That's pretty inexcusable. We missed a PAT. It's just literally the only part of our team that played well yesterday was our defense, which had been holding us back for the last month, and they finally step up, and every other part of our team said nope. So when your team doesn't play a complete team game the entire season, you're not going to make the playoffs, and they haven't.
Can't relate.
They have not played. There's not been a single game this season I've watched where I thought our defense, offense, and special team played good, and coaching. So, yeah.
I What was I going to say about? I saw somebody mention that Tua is just a Hawaiian Daniel Jones.
Yeah, that's false.
I mean, speaking of Hawaiian Daniel Jones, here's Dan Campbell's teeth.
Oh,
Dan,
good
come on, man.
God.
Get some
not
Colgate
good.
on those bitches.
Good
Not
God.
not the best look, but
Ooh.
let's not hold that on the screen for too long. We might lose some people.
Hey, don't worry about my teeth, boys. Just come on, listen to me. Don't look at my teeth.
Chase, what are we drinking tonight? I see you got
That looks
that's,
fancy.
I think that's a California Shard, I believe.
Oh,
Thank you,
California.
Very
excuse me.
oaky.
Not-
Very oaky.
Hints of vanilla,
Why wine? Just we're feeling a wine this evening.
because I had wine in the fridge. I also have a beer,
Solid.
if that's cool. It's just a Coors Light, though.
Did you say
Do
if
what you
that's
want.
cool? Like,
It's totally cool if you want.
spoiler
bro.
alert, there's no rules here. All right?
I'm
you
kind
can
of
drink
switching
whatever you
back and
want.
forth.
Ooh,
That seems
okay.
dangerous.
You seem dangerous.
Risky.
That's right, Ice. Man,
Oh my God.
I am dangerous.
Stop it.
Shitty movie.
Just watch your mouth. Chris, you want anything else you want to say about the Jags before we move on?
They've officially been eliminated. They gone.
They
with
haven't
three-
officially been eliminated yet? That's
yesterday.
crazy.
You're right.
That's
Yesterday
crazy.
was the official elimination. But last 3 games, they have the Raiders, Titans, and Colts. I think they're going to go 5-12. They've already beaten the Titans and Colts. They're not
But
going to
you
beat the
want
Raiders.
to.
Yes, and I was talking to somebody in a group chat about this. I hate losing. So, like, yes, I understand winning at this point really hurts us, but it feels so good to win. I don't care if it's our third
So
win. I
let me
hate
lay this
losing.
scenario to you. You
Lay it
get the
down.
first overall pick.
we do this every year.
Again.
But you get the first overall pick, but you already see, in my opinion, the best position to be as a football team is to have the first overall pick, but not need a quarterback. Like, that is massive because of the trades you can get for that first overall pick. If you don't need a quarterback desperate team gives up the world for that first overall pick, dude.
true.
It's insane. I feel pretty confident the Jags have no intention of drafting a quarterback with their first round pick. With their first round pick. Maybe with a second or third, but with their first round pick, I would be very surprised
We're
if
not
they
going
took
to
a
take a
quarterback.
quarterback. We'll probably take a
So-
lineman because that's what we do.
So if
We
it
don't
just
trade
takes one team to fall in love with Cam Ward, Shador Sanders, someone like that, and give you, 3 first-round picks and a second-round pick, that's not crazy. That's not crazy. It happens,
What?
dude.
To
it
move
happens.
from where, though? I mean, it depends on where they're moving.
That depends, yeah.
I think
that's
right
where
now
it
we're
comes. It's not
4 or
to move
5
to
right
5, obviously, but
Yeah,
to move to 22, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But who's going to fucking do that?
Why wouldn't you for 3 future first-round picks?
Yeah, but are you that confident in any of the quarterbacks coming out right now?
Am I? No, but it just takes one
Okay.
team. It just takes
Yeah,
one team to fall in love
there
with
are
a
some
quarterback.
teams that are going to want a quarterback.
And someone is gonna fall in love with Cam Ward, Shore Sanders. There's gonna be a late person that's randomly gonna be like, that dude's a first round pick? Like what?
I see
Happens
everybody
every
all
year.
trickling in on Instagram. Appreciate you guys showing up. Mr. Ario says, nope. There you go. Paul says Shador's incoming. Yes, he is indeed incoming.
He is.
But
Not to Jacksonville,
mean-
but he's incoming somewhere.
he's impressive, but not like drop
Don't
everything.
you think Travis Hunter will go before Shador? I would imagine
For sure,
right?
100%.
Unless
See, I wouldn't
Unless
say
depending, they
100%
need
just
a
because
quarterback.
quarterback, man. I'm telling you, quarterback, even if he's not as talented, tends to go before the more talented player, almost always.
Shador seems like he's got the brain, the football brain.
For sure.
Now, does he have the football talent? I mean,
He's got
got some.
skills.
He's
He's
got
got
some.
skills. It really is hard to judge Shador just based on like the teams they played, the offense they run. He really only played 2 years of like major, I'll put that in quotes, college football, at like a actual like Power 5 conference. And he played at a Power 5 conference known for having like the worst defense of any Power 5 conference. So it's really hard to judge. It's like those Texas Tech quarterbacks back in the day, dude. It's like, is it the system or is it the quarterback? I do think he's more talented than like a Graham Harrell from Texas Tech, but it's hard
former
to judge.
Packer great. Be careful there.
careful.
So I could see him being, a really good quarterback. I could also see him being a huge bust. I think he's he's one of the bigger risks in the draft.
I don't see that being somebody that somebody absolutely falls in love with, though.
I think someone will, dude. I really do.
Crazy. That's crazy. Brianna, thank you for chiming in. Says Cam Ward or Shador.
Me personally, Cam Ward.
Yeah, it's not close for me.
And I hate Miami
Chris,
for the passion.
any thoughts on it?
No, I think if I was taking a quarterback between two of them, I would take Cam Ward if the two of them were sitting there.
They both, it's kind of funny because they both have like very similar playing styles, and like their biggest weaknesses, in my opinion, are very similar, where they have that escapability where they can make something out of nothing, but they also tend to hold on to the ball, both of them, for a really, really long time, which can be really good, but it also leads to a lot of sacks and a lot of fumbles. So,
somebody else mentioned that NFL is horrible at developing quarterbacks. I disagree with that. You look at Aaron Rodgers coming out of college. I mean, sidearm, fucking weird ass throwing motions. Accuracy was good, but not to Aaron Rodgers levels as it is. And then look at him, in the prime of his career.
To me, the biggest one is Josh Allen, dude.
Look
Look at his last year in college, because his I think his junior or sophomore year, whatever year. I think it was his sophomore year at Wyoming. He like tore it up, but then the next year, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, this guy's gonna be the first overall pick," even though he plays for Wyoming. And then the next year, he was actually bad at Wyoming. Like his stats were not good. He looked really raw. Everyone was like, "Yeah, he's got an insane amount of talent, but like he's got a lot to fix." And now look at him, dude. He's probably top 2 in the MVP race right now.
Be. I mean,
he's consistently top 5, top 10 in the MVP.
Got to be
race.
his to lose. I feel like right now.
I feel like it's between him and Lamar.
Oh, brother, Josh Allen's taking this shit this year. That kid's on fire right now.
I mean,
you watched him in that last game.
Have you looked at Lamar's stats? They're pretty crazy too, and like his defense has been bad. I don't know what happened to the Ravens' defense. I know that's off topic, but holy shit, their defense last year was like the number 1 defense in the whole NFL. This year, it's like bottom 10. Like, what changed? It's crazy.
Not as bad as
it's bad, dude.
Yeah, that Vikings-Bills game, it was, like I said, I was watching it live, and I text you guys. Wait, right?
The Lions?
You mean Lions?
Oh, Lions, excuse me, Lions-Bills, yeah. And I was just like, just when you think, like, one team's going to run away with this, like, the other team scores.
And both of them have had pretty good defenses this year.
Yeah.
Not yesterday.
Yes, Aaron Rodgers did have 3 years behind Favre, but also Favre didn't do anything with Aaron Rodgers. He actually came out and said,
and in those 3 years, you had to develop
Not my job.
Like, that's the whole thing. He was being developed during those 3 years.
Well, that's what you're supposed to be doing during that time. What else we got to talk about NFL? I think that's pretty much it, right?
NFL's stupid.
Yep. 3 more games.
It's chugging along. It's not stupid. It's great right now.
We have a 5% chance. Just I'd almost rather
Zero.
I'd almost rather just go ahead and end it and
officially eliminated.
Join us in the eliminated pile. Come on,
we're close.
Wouldn't you want to at this point, Chase? Just want to be done with it, and so you don't got to think about it.
Kind of, man.
Because at that point in your situation, you're just doing like a whole shit ton of math and who needs to lose, who needs to win, and shit like that.
Honestly, I'm not even going to look at like any of the scenarios have to be insane. It's like this team has to lose, but this team has to win, and then this next week, like I'm
see all this.
If it's the last week and we have a shot, then I'll look at it then. But
you need this. Fuck it.
That was the worst when we were like, let's run the table with the Packers here, and we had to win. All we had to do was win the last game against the Lions, and then they beat us, and I was just like.
Yep, that's the worst, dude.
Like to get so far, like to bust your ass to get to where you need to be to make one last chance at it, and then to blow it, it was fucking devastating.
That was last year the Jags. All they do is beat the Titans to go to the playoffs, and they lost. I saw it live.
To the Titans too. Bro.
I know, of all fucking teams, the shitty Titans.
Of all fucking teams. Andy says, "Welcome in, Andy. It's basketball season. Chase, fuck the Heat." So there you go. We don't have any basketball banners here, so anything you want to say about NBA real quick, Chase?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anyone's seen, but apparently the Heat are talking about trading Jimmy. He apparently is not going to pick. He has a player option next year. He's apparently not picking up, wants to test free agency. So I honestly thought he was going to finish his career with the Heat. Kind of surprised. I hope if we actually trade him, because we've actually been pretty good recently, that we get something like to help us win now. Because I actually like our team. Hero and Bam are looking really good together. Like our team actually been playing great, so it kind of sucks that Jimmy wants out now. But yep.
Well, there you go. That's the extent of our basketball.
I've watched zero NBA this year.
We got something a little more exciting to talk about. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
All I have to do is find this James.
Find it.
Your team, your heartbeat. We some dogs, we ain't no puppies.
Got benched on Sunday.
Oh, I had him in fantasy. Yeah, I had him.
Yeah.
You had Jameis in fantasy?
I want to talk about it. It's been a rough year at quarterback in that league.
Wait, Chris, dude, no Jameis.
No Jameis. Why Jameis? Goddamn, it was not good. What did he?
Let's talk about some FSU. Obviously,
136.
you guys get to talking about some hoops. FSU back to winning.
Woo!
Hashtag locked in.
Especially Jason, because I know he was focused. Jay, I just want to say, Jay, we're glad to have you.
We're happy to have you back.
Be locked in.
We,
Stay with
meaning
us.
all of us, including me.
Stay with us. I know he hates it, but just let it go, man. Enjoy Leonard's last ride, and then just let it ride.
Talk to me about what happened with over the week with FSU, Chris.
They defeated Tulane as they should. They were a 10-point favorite. They won by 13, so they took care of business. It wasn't.
You're not getting excited about that.
Jameer Watkins with 29
No,
points.
I'm saying they took care of business. They did what they were supposed to.
That's the thing is
did.
they've been beating the teams that they're supposed to.
Yeah.
It's those.
Our
3 losses are what? LSU, Florida, and who am I forgetting?
NC State.
Another
NC State,
team
yep.
that's good.
Two on the road, and 1 at home, but against, I think Florida's up to like 9th in the country right now.
Yeah, Florida's, I hate to say, Florida's good. So, I mean.
Is that tall player for that freshman?
He's not playing. That's great. He's redshirted.
He's he's like a fucking mountain. He's like 7, what is he, 7'3"?
7'9"?
7'9". Have you seen
he's-
pictures of this kid?
He's insane. Have you
He's
seen
just
his
dropping it.
warm-ups? He literally just like, he's doing layups, but like, he can basically just dunk it standing there. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough team to judge because we really haven't beaten anyone with much of a pulse. But I mean, if you want to look at those 3 losses, like I know it's hard to be like, well, it was a close loss. Like, yeah, you got to win those games. But like, we've lost 3 games to tough teams, 2 on the road, 1 a top 10 team. All of them have been close at the end. All of them. Florida was down to a 4-point game. LSU went to overtime, and I think if Ewens doesn't foul out, that was the difference. I mean, that was a bullshit foul too.
They just got to finish the games against the better team.
Well,
got to close out a game.
And Ewens fouled out against Tulane too, so like that's something he needs to work on.
He needs to control them goddamn fouls before conference.
But I mean, he's become our second best player.
Yeah,
which is
Watkins
good.
Show.
Yeah, him and Watkins together are carrying this team. The issue is when one of your players keeps fouling out, and he's one of the best players.
On Jameer, and then somebody gonna have to step up.
This picture's gotta be fake, right? That's fake, right?
What the fuck, dude? He can just drop it in. He's just like, boop.
He's absurdly tall, man.
There's no way. Look, there's no way.
How does he run on the court though? That's the thing, man.
How does he run with that fucking hog, dude? That thing's gotta be.
That's Kevin's focus. That fucking how's he doing?
Bro, even if it's short, even if it's small,
could you
for
imagine
him,
having to defend him and you just hear the slap
like,
as
no!
he runs down the court?
Cover him! No!
He like dunks and that thing lands on your shoulder or something.
Oh, get off me!
It's like the Along Came Polly with a chest, except it's in his face.
Exactly.
That's very accurate.
Oh, that's so gross.
Everybody stay locked in. They got Winthrop tomorrow night, and then they got ACC game. Louisville.
It's about time, dude. The non-conference schedule has been just. We've had two teams to the Pulse. Yeah, we've had 2 teams to the Pulse. And we've lost both of them. So.
And then they start ACC play Louisville on Saturday.
Winthrop's 9-3 on the season here. Okay. So
I'm ready to play a ranked team and see if we can pull it out, dude. We have to win. We have to win against ranked teams, man.
Where the fuck are these colleges coming from, bro? Have you ever heard of?
Who are these people?
Bob Jones?
You don't know
that's
about Bob
someone's
Jones?
name. You just said someone's name.
I
You don't
did.
know about Jones?
Or Everett?
Yeah, you know about
Everett, Bob Jones. These are not college, bro. Who are you playing?
Winthrop's just playing people. People are like,
They just play.
hey, Bob
like a
Jones,
person.
get a team. We'll play you.
It's like what they used to do back in the day with like gladiators. You send your best, we'll send our best, and they play 1-on-1.
Hey, but send Bob Jones. Bob Jones, come on.
Send old Bob Jones down.
Winthrop's like, I feel good about playing Bob Jones.
Andy's talking about the UF player. He says his pituitary gland using the same cheat codes as Chase in NCAA. I'm gonna act like I know what a pituitary gland is real quick.
Makes
and,
two of us. So
say that's hilarious. TC heading to FSU. Hey,
it's official.
Wait a second. Hold on. Do we got a new quarterback in town?
Yes,
I believe you do. Yes.
Are you excited?
One's in, one's out.
I know that Andy is. Speaking of Andy, he's been texting me. He thinks he fits Gus Malzane's offense perfectly. Which, I mean, if you think about those Auburn teams, which I really only think about that 2013 team, obviously, I do see similarities there. He's an amazing runner. He's short. But, you know, if
he wears T-shirts.
Okay, cool.
With how...
Clothing items.
With how bad our offensive line was last year, like, would it matter if our quarterback was that UF quarterback? Like, seeing over the line was not the issue last year. Getting a guy directly in your face within a second and a half was the issue. So having a quarterback that can move back there would be nice. And having that extra run threat, I mean, think back to last year, FSU had a great run game. We had Jordan Travis running the read option. Mm-hmm. And that stops the linebacker or the safety if they move him up just for that split second. So where even if he doesn't keep the ball, the fact that he can keep the ball and be dynamic is going to give our running backs advantages. So that is huge. And is he DJU part 2? Literally no, because they are very different quarterbacks. If you mean, could he be a bust like DJU at FSU? Sure.
That was
totally.
more of my thought.
Totally. Yeah. I
think a lot of people are just scared at this point.
He definitely could.
It was bound to happen. Look, with when you play with fire and the portal, you're bound to get burned once or twice. You know,
does.
I now for me, I wouldn't be playing with fire in the most important position on the field. I wouldn't even take a risk there,
dude. But honestly, watching every other quarterback other than DJU play, DJU was not the issue. Like, his inability.
He was a issue.
He was an issue. But
he wasn't the biggest.
In terms of passing the ball, he was by far the best quarterback that played for FSU last year, passing the ball. His main issue was he was a statue behind an offensive line that couldn't block. And we tried to use him not as a statue, which was dumb. I actually feel a little bit for DJU. I think he was put in really bad positions with a really bad offensive line in front of him. I actually think he kind of got the short end of the stick looking back. He still wasn't great, obviously.
Or even good.
Yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Like Cam Ward would have obviously done better, but I'm just saying, if he was given the right pieces, I think DJU could have at least been a serviceable, like, win us 9 games.
Yeah, you could have won 7, 8, 9 games.
Yes. But our offensive line was trash. Our wide receivers dropped everything thrown their way. Like, that's no quarterback was going to step in and win 8, 9 games. Ward would have at least given us 500. But
you want the ball? Psych, drop.
Andy making a couple points in the chat here. Mm-hmm. Thank you for chiming in, Andy. He said the RPO they want to run as their bread and butter is in play with Tommy C.
For sure.
There's Kevin's new name for him, Tommy C.
I didn't say that. That's what Andy said.
It's
the
official.
Mayor.
Tommy C.
Very much like DJU, I am too declaring for the draft, he says.
Oh. See, man.
Yeah,
so DJ did declare for the draft. I mean, who's going to pick him up? Nobody. He's got a body. That's it.
I could see someone taking like a 7th-round flyer on him. There's been worse quarterbacks drafted.
That's true. There has been.
Dude, have you seen the shit on Tim Boyle? Sorry, way off topic, but I didn't realize how bad he was in college. How is he starting NFL games? It's crazy.
Former Packer great.
He was awful at multiple. His first year starting at UConn, he had like 2 picks and like 2 touchdowns and like 13 picks. Then he transfers to like Eastern Kentucky and had like 10 touchdowns and like 15 picks. He was an awful college quarterback for bad teams, and people were like, "I bet I can change him."
Exactly,
I can change this guy.
Those people that apparently can't develop quarterbacks are like, I mean, we can try though. We can.
He's got tools, but he's been bad in the NFL too, man. It blows my mind that man is still in the NFL, starting NFL games.
It is wild. What else we got? Let's see. Norvell restructured his contract. I'll say something about this real quick. This man, he put one back in. Look, I was down on him a lot. I still am pretty down on him to the point where I'm like, this ain't the guy. With him restructuring his contract, he's freed up like $4.5 million, something like that.
Yeah.
And he gave how much to the fund?
Like $4 million, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was $4 million he gave to the.
That's how much he gave, or that's crazy.
I'm pretty sure that's what he gave.
That's a big change. That makes a big fucking difference.
It shows that he really gives a shit and is like, let's not have what happened happen. He really
gives
cares.
a shit,
but it's
that's literally putting your money where your mouth is. You know,
exactly.
And it shows that, like, you know, I'm willing to give up everything for this team. You know, literally, like that's money that he could have put towards.
He could have just kept that.
Meemaw's, dinner for tonight.
Okay.
Well, that's a lot of dinners Meemaw's not getting.
Sorry, Meemaw.
Sorry, Meemaw, she hungry.
Could have literally picked anything in the world except for Meemaw. But,
But you went Meemaw's route.
Sure could have.
she felt like she deserved it tonight. But yeah, I respect for that. Anything? You guys got any thoughts on?
I like it.
Old
I mean,
Norvell.
I think he's trying to win back some goodwill that he significantly lost this year. So any little thing helps after the worst season for FSU football in 40-plus years.
Yep. Well, good news. Daryl Jackson coming back. He's coming back.
Oh, that's
I saw that.
surprising.
He withdrew from the
Surprising.
draft. He's coming back.
Okay.
Wait, we
if he
got
wants to
breaking
bring his
news
boy
here, folks.
Farmer back
Breaking
with him, that
news.
would be cool.
Breaking news.
Daryl
here.
Jackson said, "I'm not going to go to the
Wait.
draft. I'm going to
If
come
he
back
wants to bring
Florida
his
State."
best friend Joshua Farmer back, I would appreciate that as well.
We'd like that too.
Yeah.
Call him back now.
I looked for breaking news. I couldn't find
I was
anything.
like, that works. Da-na-na-na, breaking news.
I don't think
Da-na-na-na.
that's breaking news.
That's breaking news for me. That works for me.
Okay.
Wake up the kids, folks. The air horns are going off.
Let them know Daryl Jackson's on the way back.
Well, I mean, look. Hey, is that going to help? Who knows? You know.
Yeah, I mean, it can't hurt.
literally.
I mean, he was playing better near the end of the
Yeah,
year.
he's
so, I mean,
a
it's-
solid college football player. He's not a star, but like you need as many solid college football players as you can get when you're 2-10. So
I couldn't say
So-
it any better if I tried.
Well, give it a shot.
You really need better players on a. See, it's already bad. I didn't even say it great.
It was not good.
That's why I said.
Let's
couldn't say it
get
better.
into some other college football talk, if you guys like. Did the Heisman Trophy? Did we get it right? Did we get
No.
it wrong?
Absolutely fucking not.
Both of you guys feel like it should have went to Boise
Genty.
State.
Yes.
Yes, Ashton Genty 100% should have won
Yes,
that.
he
What
had the second best rushing. I mean, he's gonna finish second. He might break Barry Sanders, but Barry Sanders did in 11 games, so that'll never count as first in my book. But second, the second most rushing yards in college football
Absolutely
history.
And he did it at Boise State.
Yeah, Boise State. And the main thing that Colorado brings up is two things. One, that he affects both sides of the ball. Travis, that is.
He does.
Which he does, yeah.
He does.
Personally, I think he's a little overrated as a cornerback. I think he will make a better
Wait a
NFL.
second now.
I think he'll make a better NFL receiver than NFL cornerback.
That's not what I've heard.
I'm just telling you what I think, dude. I think cornerback, his best thing is his ball skills, which is because he's such a good wide receiver. There's no denying that, like, he just fucking attacks the ball. He's absurdly good when the ball is in the air. No denying that at all.
His catch radius is insane.
It's ridiculous, dude. His ups, his athleticism, he's a freak. But the other thing that I hear people say is strength of schedule. I mean, Genty put up 200 yards and 3 touchdowns against the number 1 team in the nation. Like, what are we doing here? Like,
that alone says it.
That's the thing. They're like, he's playing construction workers. Yeah, well, when he faced a team of future NFL stars, he fucking put up 200 yards and 3 touchdowns.
That shuts it up right there, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that
what are
kills the
we-
argument right there.
Well,
You
not
can't
to
say
mention, you want to talk about strength of schedule. According to ESPN, Boise State strength of schedule was 79th. Is that good? No. I mean, it's not horrendous,
Like
but it's
middle of
not
the
good.
pack-ish.
But you want to go with Colorado, 71. So what are we doing? They
not
have a
that
strength of
far.
schedule 8 better in a conference known for not playing defense. Cool.
Damn, his worst game was against Portland State.
He probably got benched at half.
He only had 11 carries.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
dude.
so they
The dude-
probably were up by so much. You're like,
I
we're not going
saw-
to get you hurt.
He still
saw
averaged 11 yards a carry.
That's
in
what
that
I'm
game.
saying. Like it's crazy. Like
I saw someone say if you took out all his like 70-yard runs or like 50-yard runs.
Why? I hate when people do. I
well,
can't stand
But
that.
I agree. But they made that point. They're like, that accounts for like 30% of his run. They're like, wait, so you're telling me that he has like basically a 60-yard run every game, and on top of that, he still has 70% more of his yards come from just 7-8 yard runs? Like, that's crazy. Like, why would you not want a guy who, when he's not, this is what it was. They said his yard per carry, if you take out his like 40+ yard runs. No, if you took out his longest rush every game. So his 70-yard rush one game, 40-yard rush the next game. If you took out his longest rush every game, his yard per carry drops to like 5.2. So you're telling me if you take out a 70-yard run, he's still getting 5.2 yards per carry? That's crazy. That's amazing.
Yeah, they got it wrong. It's trash. It
That's
should've
too
been
much
him,
math for
100%.
me. Andy made a good point once again. For me, I agree with that. I don't know if everybody else will, but he says as far as what's the dick goes, corner is such a harder position than receiver, which I do agree.
I agree with that 100%.
In the NFL,
Everything's
especially.
stacked.
that.
Everything's stacked against you playing corner, man. Like wide receivers get away with murder out there, dude. And a quarterback, puts his finger on him past 5 yards and gets called
Literally.
for pass interference. It's insane, dude.
Bro, the amount of push-offs that these fucking
It's
especially
ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
I've said it for years, and I'll say it one more time and probably bring it up 1,700 more times. But
Heard that.
they either need to call less defensive pass interference or call more offensive pass interference. The way they're calling it right now is insanely unfair. Offense gets away with way too much, and defense gets called for way too much. So either call more offensive pass interference or just call less defensive pass, especially on the ones where it's an underthrown ball and the receiver is trying to like run back through the receiver or through the cornerback. Like, I hate those, dude. That's what Wake Forest's offense was for like 3 years. Sam Hartman would just underthrow a ball by 5 yards and they get a defensive pass interference called every time.
Jordan Love did that all night last night.
Bro, it's
He must have underthrown like 3 balls.
What are you supposed to do, man?
They were. I would say that there was a good chance that we were going to catch those underthrown balls, but at the same time, like, what are you supposed to just let him catch it? No, bro. Like, it's tough.
You're running full speed, and all of a sudden the receiver just stops. Like, how do you avoid that?
Yeah, exactly. I do agree with that. That's tough, though. I mean, it's a tough position to play, but you are in the NFL.
Cornerback is one of the hardest positions to play, for sure.
Why did Bill Belichick go to UNC? That is, I know Chase feels some type of way about the former Patriots quarterback, former Patriots coach.
I'm just.
We kind of had a banter going on about this as far as recruiting and how he's going to be as far as the coach. What I was just saying is I think that he's going to bring in recruits just based off of his name. Chase bring up the point that
Mac Brown was already bringing in top 15 recruiting classes pretty consistently outside of 2 years. He was there for like 5 or 6 and had top 15 recruiting classes like 3. So
you don't think that they're going to improve that much recruiting wise?
No, I think he'll bring in a big name recruit. Like he'll D on it to me. He'll bring in a couple big name recruits that'll come there solely based on the fact that he's Bill Belichick, but the class as a whole will not have a lot of depth, in my opinion. Because I just don't think he's going to put in the effort. He better get some young, hungry assistants because
it feels like he's putting together a fucking team, right?
He needs to have good recruiters on that because he's going to rely solely on his name. He's not going to put in the work because he's going from the NFL to college is wild to me in today's age. Mm-hmm. Like with NIL and the transfer portal, like there's so much extra.
I'll be doing the opposite.
You're like, I'm going to NFL. I'm not
It's
going to
unbelievable that he's trying to go to college right now to me. Like I don't think he knows what he's getting into, but I know they brought in that like CEO to like help him. I think that will make a big difference. They probably were just like, Bill, we'll handle all that shit.
You just be the coach.
You smile or not even smile. You grumpy at them a couple times. Just kind of
sit there.
Just kind of snarl at them a couple of times and say like, championships. Tom Brady.
Right,
Super
I'm Bill
Bowls.
Belichick. Come North Carolina. I'm
Just
Bill
show
Belichick.
them the Super Bowl rings and
Yeah.
show them that you have Tom Brady on speed dial and move on with your life.
What's that? I'll call Tom right now. I'll just call him.
Fucking Tom Brady has Super Bowls. I won them.
What's wrong, Bill? It's just how I talk. Nothing.
Apparently,
Super Bowls.
not a terrible Belichick impression. He's targeting Raiders pass coordinator under head coach and former Patriots offense coordinator Josh McDaniels.
Why would you want to go to college? I just don't get it. Maybe he doesn't have any other options, but fuck.
No way he gets Matt Patricia, bro. As a
the dude, the pencil guy, pencil in the hat or whatever.
I mean, but look, that's he's just rebuilding his old staff. That's a good question. I literally clicked off it and then you asked.
As soon as I asked, like, fuck.
I just don't think they know what they're getting into. College football already required like insane amounts of like extra effort for recruiting, and now it's even crazier with NIL and transfer portal. So I don't know how any college quarterback or college coach is doing it, let alone one coming from the NFL to college. But
Andy says him taking that job is a love letter to his meth head son. 3 years, and then it goes to Steve Belichick or whoever the fuck his name is. Also, he said Michael Lombardi is trash. I don't know that much about Michael Lombardi. I just know him. He comes on Pat McAfee's show sometimes, and I'm just like, bro, what? Like, no. Okay. Like, half the shit he says, I'm just like, no, absolutely no. That is not the opinions. Not that. It's just like false. Like, he'll just be like, I don't know.
Something false being said on Pat McAfee, I mean, that's crazy.
We're going to keep it non-politics here. Okay?
That has nothing to do with politics. Right. I think they're just, they kind of say what they want to say.
Hey, I respect that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's true.
I do.
So it's exactly like us.
Yeah, I was like, this is exactly what we do.
They never claim to be a sports, I'll give them that.
They are on the sports network. But
that's the sports network's fault.
It is 100%.
Not his fault.
I agree.
That is your fault for putting them on there.
He literally says all the time on that show, hey, we don't know nothing. We're stupid. Like,
put us on here. We don't know
but that's also like, just be like, I can say whatever the fuck I want, and I can be true, I can be false, and then I don't. Look like an idiot.
I like getting insights from former NFL players personally, but
Chase Ace McAfee, you heard it here?
No, McAfee is a former NFL player. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Still hate that.
I like to hear all the stories and shit, like old stories.
100%.
Yeah. I don't got too much else. You guys got anything else you want to talk about? 7 minutes, quick and easy. Let's get on out of here.
Go on now.
You guys make sure that you follow us on Cup to Cup Show on all social sites. We do this episode 7 Minutes in Heaven live every Monday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, the only time that really matters, Eastern Standard.
As Chris is not an Eastern Standard.
And, Christmas episode is coming out. So those of you watching right now, Christmas episode will be live on Saturday night. Get excited. Grab a case of beer. You don't got nothing to do. Put the kids to bed early. 8 o'clock, we're going to start up. Notoriously, this is going to be a shit
rowdy.
show.
It's always rowdy.
And everything's on the line. Kevin doesn't want to lose the big board challenge. I think he's tied with Chris and Jose.
It is a three-way tie currently.
It is going to be wild because Jason's going to give a million opportunities and he's going to try and screw Kevin over probably somehow.
I mean, that's what he does.
It's going to be great.
Obviously,
it's going to be great. So you're not going to want to miss Kevin's meltdown.
Yeah. I mean, this is the episode where I pre-warn my wife a week ahead of time. Like, hey, it's Christmas episode. She's like, okay, yeah, I got it.
Okay, all right, got it.
Because it's gonna be, I'm gonna be drunk off my ass. We're gonna have a great time.
Yep.
Yes, Andy, this is a podcast as well. He asked if it was a podcast.
Sure is.
Cup2cuplife.com, Cup to Cup Show, all social sites. Love you guys so much. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Holla.